That was a bit of an anticlimactic moment, was it? But
Yeah, I think we should cut all that. It was boring as hell.
yeah, we had snow today. We've had snow today, though, Ian. So you've still got it on the ground. So
Well,
that's
that's like-
Thinking about a cold open.
We've
Talk
had
about the
snow
weather.
in the Midlands. I think you Southerners have maybe seen a snowflake. Well, that's it. There's a lot of snowflakes down that way, let's be
I
honest.
saw one or two just before they turned to miserable drizzle.
Yeah,
we
we've
had
actually
solid
had
snow. Yeah, we
I'm
had solid
jealous.
snow today.
Again, I say we've had snow compared to parts of Europe and Canada and proper snowy places like Colorado. We've
Snow
not
in the
really had snow.
UK is a very different thing to pretty much everywhere else.
The infrastructure in the UK with snow, literally nobody can drive in, everything stops, and people are just idiots. Nobody knows how, well, I say nobody, very few people know how to actually drive in snow.
Yeah, they don't do the old skid pan.
We almost need we need a Canadian on to talk us through, don't we?
Anyway, I bet Milo's been a little bit excited today because he's been very close to Clarkson.
What? How?
Well, he was in London protesting on behalf of farmers.
I didn't
wasn't he?
feel it in my bones, I'm afraid.
You didn't feel his presence.
No.
We did a delivery today just outside Clarkson's farm in Chadlington today.
Oh, smashing.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. There's some work going on up there, which isn't a surprise. That'd be the multi-story car park going up outside the farm, maybe.
He's turning Chadley into a concrete jungle.
Yeah, he's got to find a subsidising it somehow. But yeah, I thought he'd pop and see you, Milo, on the way in. Just drop you in and say...
They're not on first name terms,
Would be
despite the
nice.
amount of Folkestone that Milo buys.
All right, Jezza.
You go, all right, PoGoMiloUK. How are you doing? Where's my mate Ian?
Where's the Vasa?
Where's the Vasa?
I think some of my opinions probably align with him a little bit more than Milo's.
I'd agree.
Possibly, yes.
Which isn't a bad thing, Ian, to be fair. So that's all right, that is.
I love how we were like talking about cold weather and everything, and Marky is properly wrapped up in like a hat, a bobble hat, a jumper.
Bear
and
in mind, we are actually in our residence. Mark is in a garden shed.
Garden shed. I love it when
Yes.
you say that, Ian. That's so funny. It's like, Mark is in a garden shed.
Mark is in a shed.
That's, hold on. Behind the curtains, peek. Here we go.
Oh my God.
I've got. Hold on.
I see a
I've got
heater.
a radiator there. Yeah. got a
Oil
radiator
film
there.
radiator. Yeah,
Another one
there's two.
there.
There's two.
Oh my goodness. You almost need to be the meat in the sandwich of those two
All right.
radiators.
Steady on, Milo.
It's a great recommendation.
I don't want to be meeting anyone's sandwich, you cheeky
Sue,
monkey.
welcome in finally. Paul, welcome back from Japan.
Welcome. You've made rapid timing.
Bish bash bosh, Japan done.
Is it next
Yeah.
stop London, Paul, for this weekend?
Tonight, we're hoping the Fukuoka FOMO is pacified by this weekend. Our lucky winners hopefully have a happy ending going wild. And I take the boys back behind the bins to scope the wildlife. Welcome back to the Incensed podcast for what is our 198th time dropping on a Sunday in your ears, hopefully, somewhere on the internet. And it is the three of us. Ian Vassar, we have Masterful 2.7, and me, PoGoMiloUK UK. Boys, how are you doing this fine Into the Wild week?
I just want to reiterate that we're family friendly now. You can't talk about happy endings on our show.
The happy ending is getting a ticket.
What is it now?
Ian, he says it on the show notes here. He's asking us how it's hanging for us. What's that
How it's
all
hanging
about?
a little bit to the left, yeah.
You notice I did change that.
How's it hanging? That's proper California, isn't it? How's it hanging, dude?
How's it hanging, man?
That was Australia.
that was it.
That's my natural go-to.
The South African mile is your natural go-to.
South African.
Yes, well, I think I can answer the first question. The FOMO certainly hasn't passed me by. I'm still wishing like hell I'd been in Japan this last weekend.
Yeah, I think it just confirms it, doesn't it? Japan is the place to be for these events. A new event in a fantastic place. It looked amazing, but we'll talk about that in a little bit more
Fukuoka.
detail, certainly. But yeah, the FOMO is not there because it is there, but as Ian says, we're going to have our own versions of attacking some of it this weekend, so that should be quite cool. Or you're listening to us, maybe. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we go and get,
Depending.
should we go and
It's
get some
finished in
Japanese
Australia, it's
food?
finished in APAC, and it's still running in Europe. America, you actually might listen to the show before you do day two.
lucky
Oh
you.
my goodness me. And yeah, I am very much the resident FOMO monkey once again.
I think we're
Looking
all
at
FOMO
Japan.
monkeys. I'm really, yeah.
But you can't be Chimchar, so you have to pick a different one.
You
Ian's
actually do
Apon.
look like Chimchar. We've said this before. You do look like Chimchar.
Their haircut's not helping with
It really isn't.
the head
You
shape
just
and
need to
everything.
maybe dye it a little bit, make it a bit more mousy.
No, we're not going for that.
The thing is, though, Ian, if you could name a Pokemon that Milo looks similar to, Chimchar is the one, isn't it? He does look a bit monkeyish, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's the long face.
Milo, it's the long fingers.
Oh, God.
I mean, if it was a horse Pokemon, maybe that long face might match as well.
Ooh,
It's like Mudbray, the
Keldeo.
donkey.
Milo's
Keldeo.
Oh, was that Gen 22, is it, Milo, by any chance?
I think it's a Gen 6. Or, I don't know.
Is it? Oh,
Or
Keldeo,
maybe a
yes,
Gen
sorry.
8. Keldeo's Gen 5, isn't it?
Let's not play your decks right tonight, please don't.
No, we have something much better lined up. You won't find Play Your Decks Right chalked on the back of a bin. But, folks, if you are indeed listening to us, and it may very well be day 2 of the global Go Wild area, perhaps...
Oi, you sleepy sailors, it's time to drop your insect.
And if indeed you are sailing around while hopefully getting some mighty Pokemon or maybe some Gmax noise toxicity, let us know. We cannot wait to hear for all of the successes, hopefully on next week's show. But you should definitely tag us on X, Instagram, Threads, or Blue Sky. It's called Blue Sky. Yeah, it's all on newest
Just called
social,
Blue
isn't
Sky,
it?
yeah.
Correct.
Every time
yes.
I look at the handles on that, I just keep thinking of actual Sky TV because that always used to be B Sky B. So you look
Same.
at B Sky and you think, oh, Sky sent me an email. No, they
Sky.
haven't.
But we're now on there if you are there as well. You can find us
Could
there.
you clarify the spelling?
BLUESKY. That would be there. But of course, we have our campfire community. You can send us a direct text message through your podcast platform of choice. We have our Patreon Discord and an email, contact@incensedpodcast.com, or our WhatsApp number, which is a nice juicy +44 759 269 5696. And all of those posts must include #shinies of the week.
Clarify the spelling for me.
Round 2, here we go. That will be SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. And you can tag us. That
Clarify
would
spelling.
really help us. TAG space US.
Milo,
Por favor.
you little monkey.
But, boys, talking about some happy ending goodness, now we can actually begin by announcing the winners of our Go Wild ticket draw contest. So over to Waterfall.
Yes, that's right. So we placed the contest on last week's show. We gave everybody a week to enter, and this Sunday we closed the line, so to speak, at midnight UK time, and we had quite a few entries. I've got to admit, I was quietly sort of impressed by how many people did enter this.
Jumped in.
Yeah, we had a lot. But there, of course, were 5 lucky winners, which were picked at random. The 3 of us monitored this one to make sure it was completely impartial. And we do have the 5 winners who have already been contacted. So they will be playing this weekend, happily.
That's the happy ending.
Yes. So the first winner was Woven Roveson.
I'll say Roves on.
Roveson, maybe.
Rove Zero.
Congratulations.
Yes, absolutely.
Well done.
Congratulations. Our second winner was Lanto. Congratulations.
Congratulations, GG's.
Congratulations, Louise Kirby, for winning.
Congratulations,
Lovely.
GG's. Our next winner was Jack NYG. I'm guessing from New York, and I'm guessing the NYG stands for New York Giants, maybe.
Ooh.
I don't know what else it could be.
My
I'm trying to
love
think
like,
of something.
What's New York Giants?
Giants.
But
I didn't know there were tall people there.
Oh, Milo.
Everyone's talking.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Of course I know. Our final winner was Axe O'Lothel, which I really like the name. So big congrats to all 5 of you. And we will actually say thanks to everybody who joined the contest. And I hope you're having a smashing weekend, even if you didn't necessarily win a ticket.
Yes, thank you for entering. GG's to the winners. And one thing I will say now, and I think we all agreed on this last week when we were having a laugh at some of the pronunciations of Milo's word, we'll pick an easier word next time, something like Pikachu.
Yeah, exactly, Ian.
We're having so many variants. I will say, people, I looked at the episode and Apple's like predictive captions for the podcast got the word correct.
Oh, yes, because Apple transcribes the whole show.
Yeah, transcribed. So it got monochromatic on there. I did find it immensely funny, but we didn't discount anybody who misspelled or got the word wrong.
No, we didn't.
So
at all.
well done. But finally, we would like to say thank you to Niantic, #sponsored, for those tickets to give away.
Yes, very much appreciated, and it's nice to be able to do something for our listeners.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
100%. But as you guys are all enjoying the Go Wild area goodness, it's time to finally look at what Max Out's season will be concluding with in...
It's the news.
Yes, it's the news, and we are at the end of the current season. Max Out is almost over, and it's time for the Max Out finale event. Now, Max Out finale will begin on Wednesday, so a couple of days' time, actually, the 27th of November. It'll start at 10 a.m. your local time and run through to Sunday, December 1st at 8 p.m. your local time. Now, the event bonuses for this event, actually, not too bad, actually. An additional 5,000 XP will be awarded for successfully completing raids. Egg hatchers, you get your dream of 1/2 egg hatch distance for eggs placed in incubators during the event. And remote raiders, you get your dream that the remote raid pass limit will be increased from 5 to 10 during the event. Actually, it's probably not the remote raiders' dream, is it? Because they'll be going, oh, why can't I have 20? Why
That's
can't I
happening
have
right
50?
now. It's unlimited.
It's been reduced from infinite to 10. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I've got probably one of the most exciting parts of this announcement. We have got some Pokemon making their debuts during it. The Coral Pokemon Galarian Corsola and its unfortunate evolution Cursula will be making their Pokemon Go debuts. And also, you'll be able to hatch shiny Galarian Corsola if you are lucky.
Oh, if you're lucky.
It does say if you're lucky on this one, actually, yes.
If you're lucky, yeah.
Because looking at the egg pool, you will need to be lucky.
Absolutely. And during this event, Galarian Corsola will be available to hatch from 7-kilometre eggs. And it also has a little star next to it. And it says, if you're lucky, you may hatch a shiny one. So, yeah.
Double down on it.
Double down on the luck there. And you can use 50 Corsola candy to evolve Galarian Corsola into Cursula.
Fantastic. Now, the things that will be appearing on the overworld during the course of this event are a bit of Generation 8 goodness. It's kind of like a recap. We have the starters, Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. Can't be shiny, obviously, but Squovet, Wooloo, and Phalanx. Shiny potential in the wild, those three. And finally, thankfully, it doesn't say if you're lucky you encounter this Pokemon. It's just some trainers might even encounter the following, a Hatenna.
Yeah, I think that's the rarer one, isn't it? But
yeah, in case you missed the Psychic Spectacular, that weird, funky, pink, tiny Pokemon.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Well, I'm going to snatch it out of order because the 1-star raids are my jam. I think that's probably the right way of speaking about them.
Bread and butter.
Bread and batter. And the following Pokemon will be available in 1-star raids. We've got Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. All of them can't be shiny.
Don't raid them, please.
They're in the wild.
Mark's like, they're my bag. I'm like, no, please do not raid them.
Oh, no, don't raid them. Don't do it.
I mean, you could potentially do the 3-star raids. They're slightly better, but still not really up there when you see what's in the tier 5s. But in the 3-star raids, you can get the Galarian Weezing. That will always hold a place in my memory for me and Mark duoing it on... Well, it was first released, actually, wasn't it?
Chipping them in. I remember that. It was like
chipping them for
second
that
month
FOMO
or
Monkey
two, yeah.
Day.
And Phalanx will also be in raids. But again, as Whitfield said, it'll be in the wild, so raid it at your own risk.
Now the 5 stars. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago when we saw the November content. It's a bit mad. So we have Zacian and Zamazenta returning. Obviously can be shiny, have been already, but... to pull you in with your 10 remotes per day, folks, Regieleki and Regidrago are going to be shiny for the first time ever in the game. They're not amazing shinies. I will say
All right.
that. Just Google
All right, steady on.
what they look.
Steady on, Milo. Flipping heck.
I'm just
He says this, Mark, but
Yeah.
that he's going to be the first one raiding every invite that comes his way.
Oh yeah, I won't deny that. They may not be amazing shinies, but they are shinies nonetheless. So they must be done.
Yeah, I got a bit excited then when I saw that I had the Mega Rays. I went, oh, this looks like exciting stuff. And I realised it's Mega Altaria. So, yeah, don't do them either. Save yourselves if you can.
Crushing disappointment.
I mean,
Yeah,
with the exception of these legendaries, why would anybody raid anything else? Honestly, looking at that pool of raids,
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
no, don't, please.
Just do it for the new shinies that aren't that special, according to Milo.
I didn't say they were special, I just said they weren't that good.
Right, yeah, but I'm a hypocrite because I'll do every single raid I can.
I want them as well. Damn,
Yeah, I mean, we all want them, but it's a case of where do you
Exactly.
draw the line? And the same applies to the eggs, because the egg pool is absolutely awful, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 mons. But I can guarantee we're all going to be hatching these 7K eggs because we're going to be hopefully
Yeah.
getting 1 mon from them.
Mm.
The egg pool, as I said, will be 7K only, so you're going to be capped on how many you can get per day. And the mons that will be in these eggs are Galarian Meowth,
Galarian Ponyta,
Galarian Slowpoke.
Galarian Farfetch'd,
Galarian Corsola, ooh,
Galarian Zigzagoon.
Galarian Darumaka,
Galarian Yamask,
Yamask. And finally, Galarian Canfisk. God.
I mean, realistically, that is
very
a
Galarian.
awful pool of mons, isn't it? Let's be honest.
absolutely.
I mean, they've just gone, it's like, it's Galar, mate. Here you go. Have everything.
It is worth saying though, the that's the future then. Galarian Corsola and Galarian Cursula are the saddest, most depressing looking family.
They're
aren't
dead coral,
they?
basically.
Just dead coral. It's like,
After Global Go Fest, I want the shiny Corsola. I don't care if it's Galarian or the original one. I just want it. So I will be hatching eggs, but I can
Yes.
guarantee all I'm going to be hatching is Ponyta and Slowpoke.
No. You know what we're going to get? Is Yamask.
Yamask.
We had a research day for it.
Yeah. I mean, the Meowth, I'll take it a push because I still need that shiny. But that is
Oh my
not
God,
a
a
good...
Ponyta. I forgot we had a combo for it.
Yes, we
as well.
did. Yes.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm
And
saying. It's a
Slowpoke last year.
terrible batch of eggs. It's a terrible
bueno.
selection.
Well,
Non bueno. Non bueno.
Are we going from bad to worse?
Yes, we will. Because as we know, every event has its own set of field research task rewards. And for this one, completing them will give you Stardust and encounters with event-themed Pokemon, which are probably the very mons that we've talked about.
Yay.
Yeah. And if you're not satisfied with that, there will be a paid timed research. Now, this one will cost you $5 US or the equivalent in your local currency. And what you'll get for this bad boy is encounters with event-themed Pokemon. You see kind of pattern there.
With
But-
a Galarian Ponyta.
To make your $5 actually mean something, you are going to get an event-themed avatar pose. And it kind of just looks like something like giving it the old arms folded.
Disapproving.
Yeah. I do kind of like the pose, actually, though, to be honest.
It's disapproving because you had to buy it.
Yeah, it's like...
It's like,
Really?
shame on you. If, for whatever reason, $5 doesn't quite quench your thirst, you can spend another $10 on another different ticket. So, $10 US or the equivalent in your local currency will give you this event-exclusive ticket. And you'll receive the following bonuses. 5 additional raid passes from Spinning Gym photo discs each day of the event. So 5 free per day is actually quite good value. It already
It is if you're doing 5
makes it
in-person raids a day.
true. Yes, they are in-person raids. 5,000 additional XP awarded for successful raids. So that doubles up then with the already available 5 to make it 10k extra.
Yeah, on top of what
Which
you
is
do for
alright.
the raids, yeah. That's
And
okay.
then 3 additional candy for catching Pokemon or stuff from 5-star raid battles, and 1 additional candy XL for 5-star raid boss catches. And one thing to note, the little asterisks here, the T's and C's, this ticket will only be available in the in-game shop until Saturday, November the 30th, 8 p.m. your local time. So one day before the event finishes.
Now, quite why you'd want to buy this a day before the event finishes, unless you're just going to go ham on is it the Sunday before it finishes?
No, but if you buy it
on the Saturday,
no.
sorry.
Yeah, this is a problem, Ian. Like, this is what annoys me with this. Tickets to these sort of things should be pulled when it starts, because I think they're also playing on people maybe being a little bit naive. It just has that little feeling about it. Oh, I'll buy that ticket. I haven't done that. I haven't been on the game for a couple of days. Buy it, and it's like, oh, it's over already. That was the best $10 I've ever spent.
Because if you buy it on the 30th of November, you get 50% of the otherwise value that it would be. Whereas if you buy it at the beginning of the event, you get like 5 times the value because of the number of raid passes you get.
Well, that's
for
the same
spinning
as the days run down towards the end of the event.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. So as we said with the Pokecoin bounty ticket, buy it before the event starts if you're going to at all, because you'll get maximum value for it.
Absolutely. Do you know what I love about this, though, the guys? Sorry to jump in there, but do you know what I love about this the most is it all started with, like, you get a free ticket or you get a $2 ticket, but it's like, you get a $2 ticket, then you get a $5 ticket. Now it's like,
10.
You get a 5.
It is, isn't it? We're getting closer to the holiday season. And
oh, my
the tickets, I mean, the event that we're in right now, there's 2 $5 tickets in it. This, if you want both tickets, that's $15 just to play the event.
Bro, I worked out how much, including the Go Wild thing, and then there was rumours of another ticket for a $2 thing this weekend with the Go Safari balls. If you total everything up, it's like $39 for 2 weeks of gameplay. Obviously, you're not obliged to buy the tickets, but it's if you want to max out.
They play on
everything.
FOMO. We know how Niantic works. It's the same with not just Niantic. It's the same with all of these gaming companies.
Pokemon Go subscription
This is what they meant.
coming up in the future.
Pokemon Go max out season. If you want to max out, you have to buy the damn tickets.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, like, you know, let's not take the shade off it. That looks a fantastic opportunity to spend $10 on that ticket, doesn't it? Hey,
Lovely.
Well. Swing with a miss. Collection challenges for this event. There will be event-themed collection challenges. Yes, they are coming. Do not panic. They will be there. And you'll be able to complete catch and hatch focused collection challenges to receive XP, silver
I feel
pineapple
people are going to be
berries.
moaning on that one.
Oh, it says plural. It might be more than one silver pineapple. And rare candy. There are also Pokestop showcases. Be on the lookout for those showcases, which will probably be the same Pokestops, even though it says it's different Pokestops, where you can enter event-themed Pokemon, which are probably large. And there is a Pokemon Go web store seasonal delight box available on the web store. So for $6,095 or the equivalent to your local currency.
This ticket only $1,000.
And what makes me laugh is this box. I mean, granted, it's not bad value, but little asterisk. Oh, by the way, limited to 3 purchases per customer. Who in their right mind has like 18,000 plus coins just sat there going, yeah, okay. Apart from Whitfield, maybe.
No, I'm not mad.
it is a really good point there, mate, there, Ian. But yeah, so for the for 6,095 poker coins, the Seasonal Delights box will net you 40 super incubators, 40 regular incubators, 3 remote raid passes because they're still capped, 5 premium battle passes, and one
poultry
particle pack.
I thought I was trying to push these max mons, 1 max particle pack.
I would forgo 10 of each incubator and just put like 20 max particle packs in there. Just go, or you're not 20, but put 10 in. Because, people are going to need them. But wow. What's our overall thoughts on this? Milo's still totting it up.
I'm just quickly going to this site that calculates box values for you. I want to know how much of a deal this thing says it should be. So what was it? 40 of each incubator,
actually.
3 remotes, 5 premium passes. So I need to put 3 remotes in here. And then what was it? 1 max particle pack.
1 MP pack, yeah. 40 supers, 40 regular, 3 remote, 5 regular battle passes, and 1 max particle pack.
So apparently this is a really good deal. It's 60% off the whole value of everything. That box would usually set you back 15,000 plus coins for the item values of everything. So we may joke that it's 6,100 coins basically, but it is for those items. Good value.
I said it's good value, but not many people
get
just
around
have
the
that
value
many
of
coins
it.
hanging about.
Yeah, it doesn't get around the fact it's expensive.
It's like, say, you could put multiple items made out of platinum for sale, and actually, I'm saving 60% off that, but actually, it's still a very expensive deal.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, isn't it? They it is very interesting, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to be buying it. So yeah, lovely.
I could be tempted to buy it, but I'm going to try and control the FOMO because I do use incubators despite loathing hatching eggs.
We'll see how we do after this weekend.
Sue's already got one.
Sue! You can still get 2 more, Sue.
We salute you.
We salute you.
Oh my goodness me. But what do we think about that final event of the whole max out season?
It looks okay. I mean, on paper, it looks okay. And we've said a million times that it's only when you see an event play out live that you know how good it is. The basic bonuses are pretty good. There's something there for everyone, whether you're a raider, an egg hatcher, or a remote raider, which is different to a raider. And I will always distinguish the two. I like the fact Galarian Corsola is coming. I don't like the fact that it's in 7k eggs, and I don't like the fact that it's in a pool of terrible mons. So I don't think that the pros outweigh the cons. There's some nice 5-star raids there, new shinies, new mon in eggs, but I still struggle with this one. There's still too much kind of pulling it down, so I'm going to go in at a 7 on this one and hope that when we review it after we've played it, it goes up.
Yeah, I think when you really deep dive it, the wild spawns are pretty poor, really. Don't get me wrong, if you didn't do Phalanx Raid Day, you're going to get an opportunity now it's shiny to hunt that down in the wild. I personally still need Scrovert, so I've got something to sort of go for there. The debut's lovely, as Ian said, but we've seen this model before. One new Pokemon in a pool of a lot of them in a horrible egg sort of pool.
And it's not going to be in the level 1 tier. It's going to be somewhere further down.
No, exactly. I think I like the eggs reducing. I like, it's geared around hatching. Let's face it. And the remote raid's been increased to 10. Fair play. It'll be nice to attack sort of Regieleki and Regidrago. A lot of people that only had them in elite raids will be rejoicing. They've been out, haven't they, since the elite raids, haven't they? In raids as well,
yes,
haven't they?
They've had a raid rotation last
yeah.
year, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. The eggs are the eggs, like we've said, So I think overall, if I really, really strip it back, very little new stuff in there, really, in terms of new stuff, except one new Corsola Pokemon and the 2 shinies that have come out. So it's 1 new Pokemon and 2 new shinies, isn't it? If we look at it all as an overall event.
Well, it's 3 new shinies technically.
3 new shinies,
Corsola, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Ian, fair point there. So I sit on the side of the fence that he's on. 7. I think it depends. There's quite a few raids in there. It depends on the frequency, how they spawn. Obviously, you've got the dogs in there as well. Be interested to see how they all sort of pop off. And the appetite for them. But with the remote raids up to 10, I think you can get remote raid opportunities anyway, so that's pretty cool. It might prove me wrong. It looks good on paper, to be fair, so it might get better in the flesh.
It does, and before Milo gives his score, going back to the raids, my concern is the fact that there's 4 mons in the raid rotation for tier 5 purely on their own. It's going to be very diluted to target something.
This is what I was just going to say, is we've seen how it can be with 3 when they've put the Kanto birds or the Johto beasts in there. It can be very difficult to find the ones you're chasing. So it's great that we've got new shiny legendaries, but 2 of them are only in for 5 days or something? It's a very short window, maybe even less than that. And the same with the Corsola, really. It's kind of 2 different formats of the game, but equally diluted amongst other stuff. So it's going to be very difficult to get them. So they're kind of preying on your FOMO again. I'll give this a 7 out of 10 as well. I hope that the hatch rate is somewhat good, but we know for a fact, yes, you can give us half egg distance on 7Ks, but you are limited. So how much your hatch distance works versus how many eggs you can actually get through is a different story. Same with the raids. Just hope your RNG's on the good side. I guess, on that front. But as it goes, I don't necessarily mind it as a wrap-up for a season. You get some of the spawns back, get some of the shinies back. Yeah, I just wish those eggs were a little bit more freed up. Even Kerry points out in chat that Galarian Zigzagoon is also an ex-Com Day mon.
Oh, it is, because we went to Chester for it.
Yeah, we've had lots of features for these Pokemon over this season already. So, do we really need these blocking the egg? We've already seen what it's like trying to hatch a Toxel. We just get Carbink.
You may have done
it again. I haven't, Milo.
I got my first 10K today.
All those problems, Ian. All those people attacking those 10Ks already.
I can tell you, it's just a plague of Carbink. And it will probably be
But
the same
we
for
knew it
the
was going to be.
7Ks.
It's going to be the same for this.
Yeah, exactly. As we say, we know how the game works.
The only thing I
on
will
this one.
say, eggs can be hatched passively. So people that are working can hatch eggs passively, whereas raiding is an active part of the gameplay.
Yeah.
The thing is, like you said, Ian, and I think I've obviously got loads of old 10k eggs stacked up, so I've got to clear them first passively.
Yeah, I've
before
got 5 on the boil, bit to clear space. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, hey, we say that it is all RNG. I will give him a shout out to our boy Nexton. Love our boy Alex.
His RNG.
He hatched. So his first 3 10-kilometer eggs. First one he hatched was the new one, Toxel. Second one was shiny Toxel, and it was like boom, boom, boom. Lovely, thank you. That's how the game should be.
Sometimes the game works in your favour that way.
Yeah, content creator luck, isn't it? Content creator luck. Who said that?
I wish.
I think after the last couple of years, we know that content creator luck isn't a thing.
It's not.
Rule that out, can't we?
And Whitfield luck is a different thing.
That's just called playing a lot. But before we press on, the only other thing I would say about this event is the monetary value and aspect of it. Is we touched on it already. We're coming off the back of already quite an expensive game event week. Not just with the tickets, but also with the active participation of remote raids and the eggs. And it's very heavy. And then they go, right, season finale.
Give us some more money.
Buy more.
Yes.
Come on. Because it's like more remote raids. There's new legendaries to chase for a limited tiny window of time. There's egg reduction distance to try and get you to burn those incubators for Galarian Corsair quickly. And there's obviously no idea about when Galarian Corsair would be available again. Hopefully it stays in the 7Ks, but it'll probably be lumped with the Alolands at the next season.
And I do get the whole monetization aspect of the game, but
this is hardcore.
I don't like how these tickets have ramped up in monetary value in the last few events. They're asking a lot of the player base.
Yeah,
I think my parting shot on all this as well is and I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but the problem you've got with a game that encourages you to spend money, let's just say, on things, in-game currency and all this is, that Pokemon Go has now taken that, and again, I know it's down to the developers of the game, but there'll be people spending a lot of money on the game where before they could almost use them in Play Store and things like that, accumulate all this spend of money in the app, but you can't put it back into the app. Now, what I would say is you can now put it into the TCG game. So actually, fair play, if you do like the cards, all that stuff you've saved up in these stores where you buy your apps and you spend your money in, you can use it in Pokemon TCG now, which is fantastic. So that's lovely. But going back to the point that Ian's made there and Milo's sort of echoed off, this game has cranked itself up somewhere. I don't know why, what the rhyme or reason behind it is. Because if you're a new player coming into the game now, all you see is a game that has a lot of features you can't do. It has a lot of money spent in it now to keep playing it. It almost feels like this is a very off-putting game model for someone new now to come into it. And I think maybe they're doing this because they've seen a drop-off. That's a whole different discussion. We don't need to talk about that now.
Yeah, I think for newer players, and we as in the content circle, we're obviously very acutely aware of what's going on. I've got to say, a lot of players probably aren't looking at the in-game store for tickets. They're not looking at the news every time. They're just going out, playing the game, doing their bit. It's only people that are on it and hardcore that are probably seeing a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Fair point, Ian.
It's just something to continue to potentially be aware of because, we've seen $5 tickets through events a lot. Suddenly there are $10 tickets or, double $5
You don't mind
tickets.
$1, $2, $5 at a push, but then when they're asking for $10...
Well, when you look at it, you're like $10 and basically you get extra event bonuses. So it's like, make your event even bigger.
Better.
You're like, well, come on, really? I mean, the thing with that $5 ticket is we know if you get an event pose, that kind of is the value of $5 because of 500 coins per pose.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But the $10 thing is like, right, so I'm paying to get a little bit more, and that defines pay to win, really, or pay for more opportunity. But let's put the tickets in the bin and move on to a staple part of the show.
Just tell me about you, mate. Just what's going on?
So oddly, this randomly popped into my head on the back of Ring of Fire, is the card game where you can consume liquid while playing it. And one of the cards is you make a rule for the game. and it sticks around for the entire game. So I thought, boys, if you could make up a rule tomorrow that would pass as law, what would you do? So you have free reign to put something into legislation in paper. Marky, what are you putting down?
Great question. And one of those ones that I had numerous answers to off the bat. I was thinking, make it legal for people to have to vote. I thought that, everyone bitches and moans when things don't go their way. Well, you can spoil your ballot paper if you want to, but everyone has to turn out and vote. So that way, everyone can say what they want, and they're entitled to say what they want. But then I thought about it. I thought that's just a minefield going down that road.
That's too political. Yeah,
too political. Yeah, but still, it's my choice. I can do whatever I want. It's my rule, my law. But I'm not going to go down that road because we're about having fun here, not talk about real stuff.
Milo, he's got a hat.
Yeah, but that'll be the law. He has to wear his flipping hat, Ian. But that ain't happening, is it? So, we'll sidestep that. So, I then thought, people have to leave their country once in their life and travel and see something different. I thought that, because there are people that never leave where they grew up. And I look at that and go, you might think that that's a nutritious life, you feel great about it, but you haven't seen anything to compare anything with. And I think that should be, at some point in your life, you should put yourself out your comfort zone. And I guess the earlier you do it, the easier it is to sort of maybe build off that. That was another rule I thought, because I think you should experience something different to what you know. So that was another one. And that's quite easy to implement as well. But
so would it be subsidised, that rule? Because not everyone could afford it.
Well, no, it doesn't matter, mate. You can get on a Channel Tour to France, save up for 20 years and do that. That technically covers it. And if you live in America, just travel to Canada in a car. Listen, at the end of the day, you don't have to go far. You can even go to another part of the country. Get out of where you live and go and see somewhere different. So, and if you don't want to do that, that's totally up to you. But then you have to pay a fine for not doing it. There we go. That's how it's subsidised for the others.
There's the fine as the equal to the Channel Tunnel.
Yeah. The fine is whatever you want it to be. So, but no, I'm going to put it back to something stupid now. But it was fueled off something which really annoyed me, and I know I'm going to win the vote with this one. So I'm putting it out there already. I was one of the unfortunate people that got on the hype train about a certain boxing fight that was on at the weekend.
Oh, you wasn't, was you?
Mine likes his sport.
Yeah, I like the sport. I was one of the ones. I wasn't up watching it live, but I was going to watch it, and because we've got Netflix, I was going to watch it afterwards. But I actually woke up at 5 in the morning and actually watched the last sort of 3 or 4 rounds of it. And I got on the hype train wrongly that the Tyson-Jake Paul fight was actually going to be half decent, because I think, I speak for myself, but I think the majority of people wanted Tyson to flatten him, and it would have been absolutely great watching for the majority of people. However, what turned out was actually my opinion again, that it was evident that Tyson was holding back from what I saw. I don't know what the agreement was on it. However, it felt like it was rigged for Jake Paul to win it, even though Tyson demonstrated in the first 30 to 45 seconds of each round he could knock him out if he really wanted to. It just felt very, very clunky, and it didn't sit right with me. So my rule would be, I'm a purist when it comes to boxing. I loved some of the old boxers. I love watching Frank Bruno in his heyday, Lennox Lewis in his. I was a real big fan of the heavyweight division. And there's been some fantastic British boxers that we've been very lucky to watch grace our screens. But Iron Mike was one of the fighters from abroad that I really loved watching. Is my law that I will make applicable from tomorrow is there'll be no more stupid boxing fights. It's just purists. It is boxers that have earned the belt that fight, and the TV channels and stations and radio. It's not radio, but it's all these flipping stream services that generate a lot of money just to put it on for gullible people to watch the product. Because no one left watching that fight happy. I can guarantee you that it stops all that. Let Jake Paul focus on his content creation. I'm not disputing he's a very well built, good guy for that sort of sport, but you don't fight someone who's retired a long time ago and was an old great from 30 years ago. It just doesn't sit
I was
right.
about to say this. Mike Tyson's got 30 years on Jake Paul. So
exactly.
Tyson in his prime would have literally KO'd him in the first round.
That's what people were saying.
Yeah. Ian, you're absolutely right. And actually, like I said, going back to it, the first 30 to 45 seconds of each round, you could see Tyson could have him. My opinion, again, he was hitting him with some headshots. You could just see it. It just then stopped. It was almost like someone put the handbrake on, and then it changed each round. It was like, what's this?
Like, hold on, there's a paycheck on the line. Hang on.
Yeah.
Pull back a bit.
But hey, listen, my law is no more stupid boxing fights. Put it back to purist boxing, and any streaming company that feels like they can generate a big purse, because you're right, it was all about the money. Let's face it, it was probably
absolutely
all about the money. and they would have to sort of be fined if they tried to do it. So there was no monetary value in them doing it. So no more stupid boxing fights. There we go. That's my law.
Well, Mark's law there. What is Vass's?
My law is simple. In the season leading up to the holidays, so November and December, my law is you must have cinnamon in your coffee. Make it Christmassy.
Oh, I might vote for you now, Ian. I like that.
Cinnamon coffee is a rule.
Got to have
reg.
cinnamon in your coffee.
What if you're allergic?
Sue's just agreed. Yep, 3 cheers. Cinnamon in your coffee. Seriously,
I'd love
it will
cinnamon
be
in my
law.
coffee. It's great.
Cinnamon in your coffee at Christmas or in the holiday season.
And if you're allergic to it, just attempt it.
No,
Oh,
it's law.
it's the
It's
law.
law. It's
Doesn't
law.
matter.
So must have cinnamon in your coffee.
If you're allergic to it, just don't have coffee for 2 months.
So Ian, just so I understand, so we say November and December,
Yes,
yeah?
November and
cool.
December.
Okay, 2-month
Yeah,
period.
what's known affectionately as the holiday season.
Yeah, no, I like that, Ian. I'm down on that. You got my vote.
That's fabulous. I think you might have my vote as well.
Yeah.
Because despite coming up with the question, is typical with how we run these shows. The things that we forget as hosts are A, our own answer for the getting to know you
Always the
question,
way.
and B, the intro is fudged in the last 5 seconds.
So looking at the Patreon chat before you answer Whitfield, so Sue said 3 cheers for cinnamon in your coffee. Then to counter that, Kerry has just said, I'd throw it with every single cup, I'll stick with tea.
There you go,
Cinnamon in
see?
your tea, cinnamon in your hot drink.
That's
So there we
Milo.
go.
Any beverage consumed in the country.
Milo's law.
Milo's law.
It's very difficult to think, actually, of something that would A, pass muster, and B, get some votes on the poll.
It's your law.
'Cause I
It
think-
could be anything.
I know, but Vass is definitely going to take the dub with that one. But something that I think is a must, annoys me greatly because I'm in the car quite a lot of the time now, moving around. I would make it the law that you have to register as a vehicle your bicycle, and you have to have passed your driving test.
You don't drive
to
a
actually-
bike.
You are on a rider bike, but you understand the laws and rules and regs of the road before even jumping on it, because the chaos that happens in London these days with people jumping on Lime bikes or just riding
You say
their
that.
bike.
Have you been to Amsterdam? It's overrun by bicycles.
Not since 2022. But they have a system, and I
Yes, the
obviously
bike's
can't
a
speak
priority. Yes.
for it, but they have some sort of system, whereas it's just like there's a bicycle lane there, but nobody uses it, and the bike is coming the wrong direction up the road at you, and you're like, well, I have to stop, and the bicycle's just like, hey, doolally, fantastic, I'm having a lovely jolly day, completely against the rules and regs of what actually is on the road. It's like, make them register, make them pass the test, and make them pay road tax.
I agree that they should pay tax.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree that they should pay tax. So Milo, obviously characters are limited on polls. And,
I know.
And I mean, for all our Ian's is probably the only one's going to make any sense.
I would say
You must have passed your cycling proficiency. Is that what we're saying?
bicycle equals car.
Yeah, because when I was at school, cycling proficiency was something that all kids did.
Yeah, same. They've lost it, haven't they, Ian? They don't do it in the city, I can imagine.
It's just chaos.
So, Milo, I found a way of getting around this on
Okay,
X. So,
okay.
so
To be
are we
fair-
saying that you
To
should...
be fair, when I was a kid, if you just walked up like you do in London and picked a bike up like these rental bikes, it was classed as stealing. You couldn't just pick a bike up
Yeah,
and ride off on it.
So should we say that, Milo, you have to have a license to ride your bike? Does that
Yes.
sound right? Is that
Yes.
probably a little bit more... Yeah,
I think
cool.
let's condense it down like that.
Cool. I like that.
Yes. Okay. We have 3 very interesting, different options. Ian's is festive, Mark's is sport, mine is a personal grudge.
It's not a personal. I think most people hate cyclists.
Yes.
I think you're very right. So, yeah, we had the Fukuoka Go Wild Area event happen last weekend. Well, actually, a handful of days ago as we record this, but it'll be a week ago when you listen to the show. I made a bit of time to look at this because initially when we read this out, when it was an article, I was a bit, oh, wow, Dynamax, oh, Gigantamax, oh, Max, oh, I was going, oh, Mighty, oh, right, okay. Are we going to have like mega small ones next? I was a little bit disillusioned with it all, if I'm being honest with you. I thought they're making mechanics up for the sake of it. And do you know what? I'd stopped thinking about it for 2-3 weeks. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to watch a couple of content creators' vlogs about it. That's the best way of seeing how an event plays out. Both of them friends of the show. Watched our boy JT. Love JT. Saw a bit of Tony TM as well and made some time just to sit and watch Zoe's vlog as well. I like Zoe's, just very calm.
And I watched those
Nice
as well.
level. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yes.
we get it.
Yeah.
Similar to how I personally play the game, but in an event, still quite calm and see what it's all about, and 3 great people there. And I was actually really impressed with what I saw. I loved the Gigantamax toxicity, how that was
there were
dropped.
like 500 plus people in one of the battles.
I was just that. Yeah, I was going to say that right at the end. I like how they did that at the end for the closing of it. But in terms of the event itself, I like the 2 forms of toxicity. I like the fact that we could still dex entry them, but not shiny eligible outside the events. That was cool, leading up to what we're going to have. I loved the Gigantamax toxicity, and I loved that it's now reinforced the work that I'm putting into my Dynamax Pokemon ahead of the weekend, or ahead of as you listen to it this week and we're playing it. It's kept focus on that, so that's really important. But for me, the highlight of all of it was the max Pokemon element of it for the last 15 minutes of each hour. If it doesn't matter what the Pokemon are, you don't see these shiny in the wild anyway, but just to get fully evolved Pokemon at level 48, wasn't it?
It's like 40 to 50, depending on the weather
40 to
boost.
50, depending on the weather boost. Minimum 13 base stat. Shiny eligible as well. Barca just confirmed, yes, some were level 50. It was the best opportunity to get a Shundo. Oh my days. It was just such a nice change to the game. And some purists will go, giving away Shundos. Well, you still need to get them. But I love the fact that Snorlax, obviously we won't get that in the Go Wild. That'll be in raids for us. But I like the fact that Snorlax was also part of that, and hey, if you do get a Shundo and you don't have to max it out a lot, that's a win-win for everyone, isn't it? I mean, that's absolutely fantastic. And I just loved seeing like Shiny Golem in the wild. I thought things like that, Pokemon that haven't really, well, they've not been available wild shiny before, but seeing some fully evolved mixture of old and less old Pokemon really got me excited. I love the exclamation marks on it. You didn't know what it was. I like the new ball that they say that you got your best chance. I'm going to be popping my daily insets for the Galarian birds. These go balls have got a better chance of catching them. You know what? I'll stop talking now, but loved it. Really excited for this Go Wild Global, because I think we're going to get at least 85% of what they've had, maybe 90%, and that's really exciting. So really enjoyed it.
Yeah, carrying on from what Mark said, the mechanics of the event look great. On paper, I actually, from the offset, thought it could be a good event. I was a little bit dubious about the 2 typings, but seeing how it played out, I think Niantic nailed it, and certainly the feedback I've seen confirms that people were happy with this event. And Fukuoka as a location, absolutely beautiful. I don't think they could have had a better start to this new sort of tentpole event. I'm going to keep it quite succinct because Mark has covered quite a lot, and I do agree with what he said. It looked great. People seem to be getting good stuff. The amount of shiny Snorlaxes I saw with a leather jacket is incredible. And I do have big time FOMO that I'm not either on my way back from Japan or still there, because this did look like probably one of the best IRLs this year.
Yeah, I got to concur that. From the outside, it looked incredible with the new setups and the new mechanics, and haven't played the Generation 8 games, had no idea, but the mighty Pokemon are very much linked to the wild area that's featured in Sword and Shield, so that is a proper thematic carryover from the main series games. The way that they did it, I mean, congrats to Tony TM, who nabbed a fully maxed out level
50
Shundo,
yeah.
Snorlax with the jacket as a mighty Pokemon. Something like that gives an event like this so much pull. And you think, if that's a mechanic for this style of event, it's incredible. Paul, actually, thank you very much for confirming in the chat. So the Go Safari balls that Mark mentioned that make catching these mighty Pokemon much easier, they were getting 10 to 20 per hour. So you get a select number of them, but you can prioritize and think like, right, maybe a bit of daily incense, Galarian bird stuff, maybe the mighty Pokemon. And I think this looked certainly like it was a really well-sorted event overall. When I looked at it initially, it looked like, okay, mighty Pokemon, we've had these Pokemon countless times. Yeah, some of them we haven't seen necessarily in the wild, but hey, whatever. And the G-Max and the Dynamax, I was like, this is very pay a lot heavy, monetary aspect, but people had a ball with it.
Yeah. And it's nice to see another ball in the game, isn't it, to be honest?
Yeah,
even if it's just
absolutely.
reserved for special events.
100%. It makes it unique, which I think was really good, considering people going, really, what's the difference between this, a Go Fest, and a tour event? this certainly stands out like a big event that could wrap up future years in Pokemon Go. I think is so good, and hopefully it does carry over to the global that we're playing right now. I am going to miss the fact that Snorlax with the jacket isn't featured as a mighty Pokemon
Can I
for
just
global,
correct you
but
there, Whitfield? What we're playing right now, soaking wet through.
that's not correcting, that's adding on.
Okay, I'm adding on to your statement.
He's adding us a footnote onto my argument. The fact that it was jam-packed, the fact there was so much going on, it looked insane. Absolutely insane. So everybody who went over to Fukuoka, I hope you had an amazing time. Quickly, what was happening on the other side, or the rest of the world, was the Simply Groundbreaking event, which obviously for us is kind of like, here's Drillbur Dynamax to start with. What do we think of this little event? Because from where I stood, I thought it was quite nice and chilled. We initially were a bit panicked, thinking maybe Drillbur's only going to be featured for one day. Then as it turns out, it gets its own Dynamax sort of weekend event where it's featured and focused on for 3 days. And then as it turns out, it's featured in the Dynamax battles for the Into the Wild event. So as more of event information became clear, it became more apparent that we don't need to panic necessarily over the course of the Simply Groundbreaking event. So I thought it was quite a nice chilled event with some okay spawns, but did quite a few Dynamax Drillbur battles and got 198. That's about it, really. What about you, Ian?
Pretty much the same, to be honest. Friday, when the event launched, couldn't really put an awful lot of time into it, but Saturday, Sunday, I did go out. I bought max particle packs and did as many Drillbur battles as I could find locally, and they weren't as common as I was expecting, unfortunately. So over the weekend, I probably did about 25, maybe 30 Drillbur battles. The best Drillbur I got was a 93. And unfortunately, no shinies. I know so many people that were battling this thing, and the shinies just didn't seem to be coming through. Now, I did the Max Monday. Well, I did a little bit of what I could actually find locally, having left work a little earlier on Monday. Did a couple of Drillbur battles Monday. Didn't get anything particularly good. Certainly didn't get anything shiny. But tonight, I did manage to bag my 98% Drillbur, and I don't see me topping that, to be honest. So I think that's going to be one of the two that I really push for Go Wild. But the event itself, it was a bit meh. It was very chill. It was literally just, in my opinion, about doing the Drillbur battles. So very middle of the road in a lot of ways.
So for me, I'm not prepared, or wasn't prepared up until this announcement came. So I looked at it for, even I could have done the Gigantamax raids for Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Blastoise. I wouldn't have had a team anyway. So a bit like Ian said there, I actually made time on both days at the weekend. So I didn't spend any money on particles because I'm doing it the purest way. I'm gonna collect my MP every day. I'm going to put them into the moves. I'm going to see where I am come Saturday morning and hopefully be okay. I might then have to buy a couple if I am just a little bit short. But I loved having something to chase. First thing I've been focusing on was getting a good Dynamax Drillbur. I was stacking up the research tasks as well, the catch 10 Pokemon, because I still need shiny Drillbur, even though it was boosted. And I didn't get a shiny Drillbur at the end of it, which I was a little bit disappointed with. But I did get a research Hundo Drillbur, so that was nice.
That's solid. Nice.
But I would have rather it had been a Dynamax one. On Saturday, I played it. I did about 8 or 9 Dynamax raids with the MP that I had on the ones I'd carried over and the ones I got on the day, on the Saturday. And I just didn't get one which was any good. And I was a little bit, I was like, I earmarked my 14, 12, 11 one and went, well, because I wasn't planning initially to play it on the Sunday. I was like, right, okay, well, that's the one I'm going to have to bite the bullet with. But I always said it wasn't going to be till Monday that would have started powering them up. So I was going to use my MP on the Sunday to go again. And I got one with 15 attacks, so I was very happy with that. So I got a 96% Dynamax Drillbur, which is a 15, 15, 13. I've already started panning it up on, and I'm on level 2, 1 and 1 on it at the moment, sort of going left to right on the Dynamax moves. So I'm literally, tomorrow, we'll be powering it up to 2, 2, 1. The next day, probably 2, 2, 2, and then try and get the first 2 to 3, 3.
Yeah, because you heal, you don't necessarily need on it, because as long as you've got somebody in your group of 4, they will heal all of you anyway.
And that's the thing, because I've never done one before. I just want to focus on the things that are right. So are you guys saying then, for someone who's listening to this, it might be a bit too late by now, but if you take a partner, you might have already done it. Would you say a 3-3-1's acceptable on a Dynamax Pokemon going
As long as you've got
a-
somebody battling with you that has the heal, max heal, on
So
one
I'm
of their
battling with you,
mons
Ian, if
that
you've
are
got the
in.
max heal.
I have. It's on my Gengar. It's on my Metagross. I've got like level 3 heal on.
Brilliant. Well, I'll be going in with level 2 heals then, so that sounds okay.
I'll still do some good stuff.
But at the moment, I've only got. This is where I might need a little bit of help, boys, because I've only got 2 at the moment. I've got a Metagross and an Excadrill. So what could the third slot be?
A second Excadrill. Or a
Is
second
that the
Metagross,
best? Is
yeah.
it? Yeah, I
Because
haven't got a
it's got the
Metagross.
double weakness, hasn't it, to ground?
If you're going to scrape the barrel, you could go with a Greedent.
But preferably, if they're all level 40, that'll be okay, though, won't it?
I think so.
I'll only
Yeah,
power
but
mine
I'm
up
not
to
going to.
40 unless
I'm not going
we
to max
struggle.
anything to
No.
level 50. I think it'll be level 40 all the way.
But yeah, nice event. Got a shiny baby. That's what I wanted from the
Nice.
event.
Nice. I still don't have that.
I
That's
just
good.
swapped it for a drill for any day of the week. But you're right,
Yeah.
it was a new shiny. So it was ironic that the RNG really went out there and showed me
Pulled
what it's
something
all
very
about.
oddball.
Something that was very full on and not featured in the event.
Yeah. But all being well, Marky, as people are listening to this, the 3 of us, in fact, the 5 of us, in fact, everybody that's going to be in Walpole Park with us this weekend will have their GMAX toxicities.
People have been working on their drillbers.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
And actually, it felt like this was the event, the last release should have had before it. That getting people prepared for it properly. Did you know what?
Yes.
We were a little bit more, but we've learnt from that this time around. So that's probably why it feels more that we're focusing on.
Bear in
this
mind,
ahead
the
of
more
weekend.
GMAX mons we get, the easier future battles will be.
Yeah, but
That is true.
Prepared, boys. I feel prepared now, so that's good.
If you fail, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you get a
Might
certificate
like
for trying. There you go.
Yes, where's
Here's
your
a
rosette?
rosette. You
Yeah,
tried.
rosette.
Anyway, speaking of certificates for trying, have you got something for us, Whitfield?
Well, yes, as we mentioned last week, I'm inconveniently the game lord over game of my own show. But, boys, we're diving back behind the bins for a pub quiz.
I love that kicking.
I love the can, yeah.
It's kind of right because we're behind the recycling bin, so it makes sense. So, welcome back, boys, to me pub quiz shack. How are you feeling? Prepared for something?
I mean, I'm just disappointed you didn't want to use my pup, Milo. I had the dog in ready for you, but you've just picked these bins. I'm like a bit concerned, really.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, we're
I
just
didn't feel
behind
like
the
it was
dumpsters in
right.
Walpole Park.
Yeah,
By the
I didn't feel
toilets.
it was right to commandeer your pub, so I've chosen my own slightly less luxurious spot. But this pub quiz, boys, is focused and themed on wild areas and nature
I
sort
see
of
what you've done.
reserves.
I see what you've
So
done.
yes,
yeah.
we've gone
He's
for
a
a sort
smart
of
cookie, isn't he?
thematic quiz. So, if you guys are feeling prepared, we'll dive in. There's 6 questions, and there is a tiebreaker ready to rock and roll in case we get a dead heat or a deadlock. So, question number 1. When was the bill signed to create the first national park? And the first national park was Yellowstone in the USA. Was it A, 1872, B, 1892, or C, 1912? And I will throw it over to Ian first.
I have no idea, but it's not Yellowstone. It's Jellystone. Thank you very much.
Jellystone, fine.
I
didn't write it down.
genuinely have no idea, but we know America's a baby of a country. I think they're teething at the moment.
Fetus.
Yes. Pardon what to say the oldest, 1872, but something logically tells me 1892, and I don't know why I'm being drawn to that answer. I'm going B, but I genuinely don't know why I'm going B.
Fantastic. So, I'm picking this answer, but ain't
I
got a
don't
clue.
know, I just seem drawn to 1892.
All right, well, Ian has picked B. Marky, what are you going for?
I don't know. I'd be drawn to 72, and that's only because I only spoke about it last week. That's when my beloved Leeds won the FA Cup in 1972, but 1872 is the closest option we're going to get to that. So I'm going to go A, 1872.
Okay, so Marky is crossing the centuries.
Yeah, well, unless you want to offer me 1972, but I think that might be a little bit too late. But I'm going 1872.
Let's put Leeds in a time machine and send them back.
I'll send them back to play in Yellowstone. Jellystone.
Jellystone, they say.
So, question 2. As of March 2024, what percentage of the UK is covered by woodlands? Is it A, 8%, B, 13%, or C, 17%? And Marky, let me know.
I think it's safe to say it's declining. So, and I think those numbers suggest that by how much of it's in Scotland, and overall it's still a relatively low number. I have no idea, Milo. So I'm going to go in the middle this time. I'm going to go B, 13%.
You're going for B, 13, unlucky number.
It is unlucky and it probably is wrong, but yeah, I'll go B.
Well, I don't know, because I'm drawn to the same answer.
Do it, Ian.
Really?
I was going to go middle of the road because the UK is still a very green country, but I don't think it's nearing the 20% mark. So I think it's going to be something. I think it's going to be B.
So you're choosing B as well.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 Bs.
Double B.
Double B. Fantastic.
Milo, sorry.
Right, question number 3. How many national parks are there in the UK? Is it A, 10, B, 15, or C, 20? Ian, go first.
I don't just want to go straight down the middle, but I'm thinking B.
I think you did this before with another
I
quiz.
might have done. I'm going B. Is it 15?
Okay. 15 for B. And Marky?
I won't go down the middle, Ian, even though I want to go down
Mark's
the middle.
probably a member of the National Trust or something, so he knows the
I
answer.
am a member of the National Trust, and I think I know roughly what the number is, but I want to go B, but I won't, because let's mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to go C.
You're going C, okay, so for 20.
Yeah.
We're sticking with the UK's national parks. So, question 4. When was the New Forest added to the UK's national park listing? Was it A, 1985, B, 1995, same as me, or C, 2005? Marky, which year you picking?
Don't know. But I'm going to go for.
I ain't going to clone any of them.
No, I'm going to go C. C for Coops. He loves a C, so I'm going to go C. But no, I think it's later than the others, to be fair, because I do go to down to New Forest quite a bit, an hour away, less than that. Good ponies there, lovely ponies in the wild. 2005 for me.
Okay,
Milo.
so Mark has gone for C, and Vasa.
I could see you putting an answer in that was your birth year.
Oh,
I could see that.
There's a 5 at the end of it, so
Yeah, but I'm gonna break the vicious cycle of B's and agree with Mark. I think C. I think 2005.
so both going in this millennia.
like you, Milo, in this millennia.
Yes.
millennia.
No, I'm slightly before.
I know you are.
Okay, good work, boys. So, question 5, and please bear with my pronunciation of this
Love it.
bird. So, a capercaillie, I think is what it's
Say it with an
called.
Australian accent.
Capercaillie. It's not Australian. It
I know, but it
is
sounds
a
better.
it's a very rare UK bird.
Okay.
Originally, it went extinct in 1830, but then they brought more of them over from Sweden.
It wasn't.
But
extinct
how
then,
big?
was it?
How big is this bird? Well, extinct in the UK, but how big is this bird, boys?
How big? Don't. I'm sorry. Are they all manufactured the same size? These birds. I'm sorry. Are they not, Ian, you
all
can go,
1.2
Compared to other
meters.
birds, you're getting a bird scale for these answers. So, is it A, magpie-sized, B,
What?
turkey-sized, or C, chicken-sized? And Ian,
I've got to go back to turkey size. You know, I've got to stick with the bees on this one. Just some comical sort of turkey-sized
Okay.
bird.
so Ian's gone for turkey. Marky, magpie, turkey, or chicken?
chicken?
Are you going for chicken?
Yeah.
Okay.
C for chicken.
Fabulous. 2 very delicious birds.
Well, I've never eaten a
Magpie's
magpie.
not
so-
very good this time of year, is it?
Goodness me. Right. The final question, boys. Which of these countries has the smallest percentage of the Amazon rainforest within its borders? Is it A, Ecuador, B, Suriname, or C, French Guiana? I think is how it's pronounced. Marky.
I don't know about that one, Milo. So I'm going to go French Guinea or whatever it is, Guinea fowl.
Okay, so C.
C. I'll see again. Oh dear.
C. He's gone for
C.
C's again.
God.
Mark's got very themed, lots of C's in this quiz. Ian, where are you throwing your dart?
I should have a better idea about this, but I really haven't. I really don't want to agree with Mark, but I can't keep using the same answer. Well, I could keep using the same answers in, but obviously, let's face it, we're both on a wing and a prayer anyway for this quiz. I'm going to go... Let's do it. I'll just stick with B.
So Ian's gone B's, I've gone C's. Love it, Ian. Love
That's
it.
fantastic. The consistency of you
I
two
did pick
is
AC,
profound.
I think. I did pick one or two C's.
You've never picked A.
No, I haven't. No.
No. Mark's picked A once. So you're going for B, Ian, are you?
Yes, let me lock that answer in because
Okay, he's locked
I
in B.
haven't had a clue with any of these questions, and I don't think Mark has look at his face either.
I can't say there's anything that I'm aware of in terms of... yeah. Well done, Milo. I like that. It's good to
Lovely
have some of
random
that.
quiz. Fabulous. Right, I'm going to toss up the scores. So, question 1 was, when was the bill signed to create the first national park, which was Jellystone? It was A, 1872. So
Well done,
Marky got
Marky.
himself 1 point there. Question 2 was, as of March 2024, what percentage of the United Kingdom is covered by woodlands? Both of you getting a point for lucky number 13 on that one, so well done. Throwing it down the middle worked lovely. Question 3 was, how many national parks are there in the UK? Vassar sticking it right down the middle again gets the point for 15.
That's 2-2.
Question 4 was, when was the New Forest added to the UK's national park listing? Again, both of you getting the point correct with 2005. Lovely work.
Mate, 3 out of 4 at this point on a quiz we have no idea.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
It's really good. Well done. I commend you both. Question 5. The capercaillie is a very rare UK bird, but what size is it roughly? Ian sticking with B for turkey gets the point.
Oh,
That one.
Ian.
So that is a very nice little
Well done,
point there
Ian.
for Vassar, but you could still equal.
You say you
Marky.
could still
So-
tie me.
Ooh, let's tie you down, Ian.
Ooh, careful, steady on there.
Don't make promises you
All
won't
right.
keep.
Question 6. Which of these countries has the smallest percentage of the Amazon rainforest within its borders? It was A, Ecuador.
Oh.
So neither of you get a point, I'm afraid. So it was very close. Marky, 3 out of 6, and Ian, a lovely 4 out of 6 there.
Well done, Ian.
Jeez,
Which is
mate.
very close. And for anybody who gives a damn, is that Ecuador only has 1% of the Amazon rainforest within its borders of being a country,
Just realised
Sash.
something quite bad.
which is...
It's my show next week.
Well, I say do a pub quiz. But I'd be interested to do this since Ian corrected me on how it's said. The quick tiebreaker, boys. Have some fun with this one. How large is Yellowstone National Park to the nearest square kilometre?
That's ridiculous.
That is tough considering Americans don't
Give
work
me your
in
best shot.
kilometres.
I know, but Wikipedia does. So
Does it?
it was either that or hectares.
I'll go first as I came second. 10,000?
Okay, so Marky's gone 10,000. Ian,
I've never been to Yellowstone. I know it's a big park.
you can choose to go higher or lower than
Yeah.
10,000, I guess.
I'm going to go lower than 10,000 kilometres.
Well, I'll pick a number.
I'm going to go
Good number, Ian.
5,000. I'm going to go 5,000 square kilometres.
Well, that is most unfortunate, Ian, because in that case, Marky is closest because it is 8,983.2 square kilometres.
Oh,
So
well played,
Marky-
Marky. Yeah.
Gets the little tiebreaker there, but Vassar, I very much recommend a pub quiz in whatever
Yeah.
pub you are hosting it in for next week. Congratulations, you won the wilderness and nature quiz.
Something.
There we go. Fantastic. And I guess it's straight back to Vassar with our fabulous WhatsApp messages.
Yes, and we are back. We've had some more WhatsApp messages, and full disclosure, these actually came through, I think, at some point in and around our recording last week. So they are about a week old, but it's only fair to play them. And first up, he's not been on for a while. Milo's bestie, Lachlan
Ooh.
from Australia.
Lachlan.
Hello, Ian. Hello, Milo. Hello, Mark. It is Lachlan from Australia. I've just finished listening to your latest episode of #Incensed podcast, #Shinies of the Week, #all of that fun stuff,
I don't think we used that one.
#content with content.
No, we're not
We
using
do
that one
use
for a
that
while.
one.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you three. Now we're going to pretend that nothing from Gen 1 through 5 is eligible, because assuming Unova Tour follows the trend, there isn't going to be much else to release. So what generation 6, 7, 8 or 9 Pokemon do you wish to see debut its shiny variant, and what event do you think it will be in 2025? Personally, I think we're going to see Delmise from the Alola region
What's that?
released as a raid boss during some form of aquatic event. Even though it is not a water type, it is originally only found through fishing in a very particular spot in the Alola region. What would you like to see, either a new Pokemon debut with its shiny or an existing Pokemon finally get its shiny release? And what event do you see it being? Have a good show.
Well, thanks for that question,
Thanks for
Lachlan. Yeah.
Sending that in.
It's a very GoCast question, isn't it?
Yeah, Sue's
is part of
correct
the
on that.
network.
Yeah, he isn't asking us a question, he's just flexing his Pokemon knowledge. I think that's absolutely correct. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have an awful lot of Pokemon knowledge, but one Pokemon I absolutely love from Gen 9 is Fido, so I would love to see Fido dropped.
Oh, yes. That's a very good pick. Did you say shiny release as well?
Shiny release.
Or shiny release.
Well, to be fair, Fido in a perfect world would be released with its shiny. As for what event it would be dropped on, I don't know.
Next year's
Go
Harvest
Fest
Festival.
or... I don't want to wait a year. Let's put it out to Go Fest.
Yeah, I don't know the event it'd be released in, but it might be an event titled something, Let's Make Eggs Less Frustrating event, maybe. That could be the title of it. I would love to see Carbink shiny dropped in. I think that would make
Yes,
Carbink
'cause
less
that'd make it more
frustrating.
rare.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd make it more rare, exactly that. It would remove it well and truly out of the mix. So yeah, Carbink shiny in a hatching event. There we go. I don't know if shiny Carbink's any good, by the way. Maybe that
You just
hiding it
want
away
it to
was-
get it out of the X.
Yeah.
Oh, easy. Easy.
Oh,
on
I
this
know
one.
what you're going to go for. Hang on. I know what you're going to go for.
Okay, what do you think?
I think
Oh,
you're,
do you, Vassafar?
I think he's going to go for Pukumuku.
Oh,
Oh, I wasn't, but that's actually a nice pick. 'Cause it's a good shiny.
Yeah.
No,
how do
I
you
was
know that, Milo? How the
because
fuck-
Because of
it
the
just
TCG
became
game.
random thing because of the TCG thing. No, I would like to see shiny Grievard and Hamster
Oh,
come
okay,
to
yeah,
the
that's
game.
cute, yeah.
The golden dog would be amazing, and I happily wait until next Halloween.
No, why
for
don't you
it
just
to arrive.
play the
Or
game a
maybe
little
they
bit
could line it up with Crufts.
Yeah.
You know, the dog show. Let's have a custom Pokemon Go event for Crufts.
UK
It's just-
exclusive.
It's just dog Pokemon featured.
Yeah, because of Crufts is a
fantastic.
worldwide event.
Oh, shiny Grievard's lovely.
It's
It
good,
is
isn't
nice.
it?
Oh, that
It
is
is
a
nice.
good shiny.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll come out in 2038.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
part of the
Roadmap, guys. Roadmap.
Roadmap. We might get shiny Mimikyu before then. I already said that.
We've been saying that for years. I wasn't grow when we started saying that.
True.
But no, some juicy answers, and hopefully, Lachlan, that has appeased your
Satisfied.
your curiosity. But boys, we're not done yet. Saul's been back on.
Wee.
Boys.
Oh.
Bloody lovely to hear your voices as always every week. I just wanted to put my point in. Masterful
Smashing.
That's a bit
making
steady on.
good point.
We're family friendly now.
I was saying it's pretty much redundant for people like him. If you don't have a community around your area, it doesn't work at all. Even for like I keep bringing up my group, our community. It took a good 4 months for anyone to even see it was there, sort of thing. And whenever we go out in groups, we'd not have to go up to people, but if we saw people playing Pokemon Go, we'd be like, "Oh, do you know what Campfire is? Do you want to join up or whatever to check in and all this?" Because we needed 10 people you need 10 people in a group to confirm that you've had a meetup to become a community ambassador. So we were talking to people more, like we had to get them over to us and see if they would join in, if they wanted to join in, or if it was just the parents coming around with the kids. The kids was playing the game to see if they wanted to join Campfire. But like Masterful's saying, there was no one knew what Campfire was. Niantic isn't pushing the fact that they've made an app for Pokemon Go for people to talk and communicate and see where they're going to be at what time and events and whatever. They definitely need to push it harder than what they are, because like I say, no one knows what it is, and That's why you're struggling so hard to try and get a GMAX battle done. Because if everyone knew that what Campfire was, they'd be using it, because it's such a useful tool for, especially again around our community. Everyone is like on the day of the meetup or on the day of a community day. There's quite a few people in the chats going, "Where are you? Can I come?" or this, or "Where are you going to be?" or this and that, or you know what I mean? It is a good tool. It definitely needs pushing a lot harder than what has been already. But yeah, I swear I had some more points, but this is a long message already, and I'm not sorry. But good to hear your voices, and have a good week, lads.
Thank you very much, Saul, for sending that one in.
Yeah, and I think you've got some points. Campfire certainly does need pushing more, but a lot of communities are very set in the ways that they're set up, be it Facebook, Discord, WhatsApp, and it is kind of still quite difficult to persuade people to come over to Campfire. Hence why all the rewards are being given out for the check-ins for events.
There you go. I've just nailed it, boys. Shiny Carbink could be dropped for an exclusive Pokemon Go game or event called Campfire. And it could be a way of introducing people to Campfire in the game.
If you check in, you get a shiny Carbink.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I think perseverance will eventually pay off. I think with most things, you just got to persevere. And I think, like you said there, that's something I'm a little bit nervous about doing. Is like when you live in a built-up town area like we do, you don't have parks and areas that people are necessarily with parents and children. And it's a little bit difficult to go up to people and go, don't know, you go, "Oh, hi, I'm some 40-year-old guy playing Pokemon Go. Do you want to sort of
do you want to come with me?
Sort of join up on it?" Do you know what I mean? And I've always said this, the biggest problem with Campfire is there's major safeguarding flaws in it to make it work.
Yes, agreed.
The safeguarding element just isn't there.
Well, I don't think kids' accounts can use it, can they?
No, they can't. But also, you shouldn't need to go up to minors and their parents to try and grow it. It just doesn't feel right.
I do. I kind of agree with you there.
Yeah, but what you guys have done in 4 months is phenomenal. It's a success story, and it's things like that that make me want to go and join other communities for events. And I think certainly that is a bit of a motivation for me to do that more, and I will be doing that more in 25. I think we do it anyway, but it'd be nice to do around not just community days, other events possibly. I might see it would be quite fun to do that. So yeah, we'll be on the South Coast, Sol, as soon as you leave your house, mate. So think about us next year, yeah.
I know we touched on this, a couple of weeks ago about the whole Campfire thing, and I know from experience that it is immensely difficult to get people to move over even from WhatsApp to Discord. So trying to get them to move to a platform that, for a long time wasn't necessarily well thought out or executed. Now it works much better, but I do think I agree there needs to be maybe a bit more pull. If you say,
well, I think that's why the carrot's being dangled with all these rewards for check-ins.
I know, but like you said, if people don't necessarily look at the news and the blog posts and stuff, that update to Campfire and stuff was so minimal, people aren't necessarily going to know. So it should potentially prompt you in game, say, "Hey, there's a meetup near you. Go to this area," and maybe they can make a bit more of a thing in game about, "Hey, this area is where community seems to be lurking."
Well, yeah, but again, going back to that, and we obviously don't want to drag this conversation out. Not every town, village, or even necessarily city has a CA. So it's down to the player base to push it themselves.
Yeah, which is where a lot of weight falls on their shoulders, even with community ambassadors, but trying to get a number of people to coagulate into being a group of 10 to then form an event, there needs to be an update to the process. I do agree on that.
I think just to cap it off a little bit there, as a large areas of parks where people can play in that, I think that's also a big factor in a lot of these towns and places, because there's quite a lot of densely populated towns that don't have big park areas. And if you've got the park areas, you can make the game work then with a bit of time and effort put into it. But if you haven't got them, you've just got, say, a high street. How do you find those people? Like you said, Ian, outside of maybe the local stuff they've set up, it's that, how do you move it? How do you migrate it across?
One thing you could do is look for battery packs and cables hanging out of people's pockets. That's generally a bit of a giveaway.
Dead giveaway, yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much to both Lachlan and Saul for those WhatsApp messages. But before we dive into, something that's standing tall and proud, we've got something to celebrate. Fireworks are never ending.
Brilliant. It's like the dog
fabulous.
barking, isn't it?
Yes.
We always have to put something
Pièce
extra
de
into the
résistance.
jingle.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, we're jumping into Birthday Corner with 2 shout-outs, and we should have some more next week, hopefully as well. But a happy birthday to Zachary, whose birthday was the 18th of November. So happy birthday, Zachary. Hopefully you hear this one. And a happy birthday to Dwayne, aka Dell Hazard X, whose was the day before, November the 17th. So happy birthday to both of you. And we'll hopefully be reading out some more November B-Days next week. B-Days.
Zachary, happy birthday, my man. Zachary is, to listeners who might not know him, Zachary is the guy who caught my shundo stuffle when we had a community day.
Oh, yes.
So, well, happy birthday, mate. Hope you have a fantastic time. And obviously you as well, Dell. I call him the duck guy. But everyone's got Psyduck's Dell's favourite Pokemon. I love all that. So, but yeah, great guys. Happy birthday to you both.
Yeah, Dwayne definitely is the Psyduck guy. Dwayne, Zachary, both of you, hope you had amazing birthdays. Many happy returns.
Boys, I thought we could give our initial thoughts and hopes of the global Go Wild area. What are we hoping to potentially get from it now that we've seen what Japan has had to offer? Ian, is there anything that you are, I'd say, hoping or liking to get? Because expecting is
I never,
tricky in
I
Pokemon
never
Go.
use the word expecting when it comes to Pokemon
Yes.
Go, because I am firmly in the camp of bad RNG. I'm just hoping to get, in a perfect world, the shiny D-Max, G-Max Toxtricities. That's really what I'm going into this for. I don't really find myself going to be chasing any of the wild mons, although I'll be out there. I'll be doing what Mark does and what you do. I'll be dropping the daily adventure incense because that will be a chase. But from this weekend, I'm just looking for the G-Max and the D-Max Toxtricities and the shinies of them. And again, I suppose really the shinies of the sort of low-key and amped Toxtricity as well in the tier 5s.
Oh, the normals, yeah. Toxtricity all round for Vasa. Marky.
I'm not going to set my hopes up too much for this event because inevitably it'll fail. But I would like to achieve my first Gigantamax raid. So that'd be something I'm looking forward to achieving as a wish. Never used the mechanic, don't know what it is, but that'll be quite interesting. Obviously, it would be nice to get one of the shiny Toxtricities available. I'm not going to say anyone in particular, just be nice to get one of them. I think I am going to be chasing a, I'd love to get it. I'd love to get a wild Shundo. That'd be cool on the Max. They're called Max Pokemon, aren't
Mighty Pokemon.
So on the Mighty Pokemon. That'll be amazing. But other than that, I'm just looking forward to just chilling out, having a laugh, and it's the first live event the three of us have played together. So this year.
Yes.
So, and we're in November, which is crazy. So catching up with friends that we have not seen for a little while as well that are coming over, that's going to be amazing. And that's pretty cool, isn't it? That's going to be really good. But yeah, I'm not setting any stupid targets because I'll inevitably end up disappointed. But I'd like to have a go at that raid mechanic. That's the big thing for me.
And yeah, that will be a huge part of the weekend. Now, there are lots of things at this event that are really tickling my fancy. Obviously, as Mark said, a mighty Pokemon Shundo would be hysterically good, but you can wish and you want with it. Really, I would just like to be able to get a decent Gigantamax Toxtricity and not have it take 6 million G-Max battles to get a shiny of it. And something else, I would love to be able to see a Galarian bird during the course of the day, because what people experienced in Fukuoka was jokes, really. Give it a go with the Safari Ball and see how that plays. So we'll all be popping the daily incense like we did on Swaddlecom Day.
Yes, we will.
And as you mentioned, the crowd of people who will be present is definitely going to make this one to remember. But we'll come back next week after Vassafal's Funky Pub quiz and see if our expectations...
Yeah, next week's going to be stacked because we're going to have December's info as well.
Oh, yes. There'll be a lot going on. But speaking of a lot going on, it might have been very busy over on socials.
So yeah, going back to when we asked the question earlier into tonight's show, this show, whenever you're listening to it, if you could make up a rule tomorrow that would be the law, what would you do? And these are our choices. So I put them in full on the post and then just put 1, 2, and 3 on the poll. So we had after the Tyson versus Paul, no more stupid fixed boxing bouts. We had 2, you must add cinnamon to your coffee in November and December. And 3, you must have a license to ride your bike. We had 39 people vote on the poll, which is a nice number. And we'll read some of the comments in a bit. But in third place with 15% of the vote,
It's me in it.
we had, you must add cinnamon to your coffee in November and December.
Oh, really?
Wow.
15%.
I didn't go
People aren't
topical, though,
cinnamon
did I
likers.
guess?
Well, Ian, I love coffee. It might be people don't like coffee, possibly. But
Maybe.
if anyone doesn't like coffee, this might not be the show for you.
No, we take everybody. Seriously. Stay.
Stay, yeah. In second place with 33% of the vote, we've got, you must have a license to ride your bicycle.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to win until Ian said his, but I was pretty confident that the boxing one would strike a chord with a lot of people looking at me.
Current.
But with 51% of the vote, and that is a nice big
Ooh,
W
yes.
there. The boxing one, agreed. No more stupid fixed boxing bouts. Comments are Barside 2 has put, as a non-driver, but who does 90% of my grinding on a bike, I still very much approve of a simple bike license.
Proud of you, Paul.
I am Prius has put a GIF, but it's a long GIF actually. It looks like a guy on his bike with a lot of paper on his shoulders. It looks like it's toppling him over the front of his handlebars, but he's having to use his feet to move the bike.
What?
They should be banned from the road, cyclists. Lee Puttock has put, good you do not call that a fight. It is getting close to wrestling, where it was scripted.
Again, people
Very
are just
good, Lee.
talking about that fight, not the actual rule.
Well, I referenced it in it, but that led
It's
to
the
the rule.
context,
That's the
I guess.
context. Sue, HermesNinja's referenced coffee as well as the cinnamon. Cinnamon coffee is a slam dunk. I put cinnamon in my coffee grounds every single day. Well, so you can only do it in November and December. So
Yes, actually, for
You're
the
breaking the rule.
It's illegal to do it outside of that window.
When I
But
get
my
to
law,
power.
yeah. But my law, sorry for getting serious, is anyone wishing to run for public office would have to pass a security clearance before being allowed on the ballot. Shouldn't be too much to ask. It shouldn't be too much to ask, does it? No, absolutely. DeanDHL, Dean Cooney's put, why is the boxing industry pretty fixed for money? Unfortunately, well, when big money is involved in anything, it has a tendency to be led by the money, unfortunately. Mark Bailey's put, I put hazelnut in the coffee, but I was looking up scooter laws the other day and noticed that there was some loophole where you cannot be charged with being drunk on a bicycle. Bikes are pretty fantastic for Pokemon Go. Quick and easy, but not too fast. I don't know if that's a vote against the bicycle.
Can't be charged if you're drunk.
Sure you can.
Oh my God, drunk riding.
Well, maybe that's leading towards Ian's coffee there, I think, with that vote. And wannabe archaeologist is also in there. Thank you for getting involved. That is Oscar. And he's put, some cyclists are so Sorry, I default to Milo then. Some cyclists are so respectful, but most are absolutely idiotically ignorant and insane, from Jeremy Clarkson.
Yes.
And Ian Waterfall. And I'm Jeremy Clarkson. But no, thanks everyone for getting involved in the poll. Those will all be law from tomorrow. So, or whenever you're listening
Absolutely.
to the show.
The surprise turn is all 3 of those are in effect from 1 minute past midnight on November the 20th.
Your local time.
Your local time. Which is unfortunate because you're hearing about it on the 23rd or 24th.
Yeah, it's been in effect for
A
a
year
while.
ago, Ian. Is it a year ago,
Oh, my
Ian?
God.
Is that what we say?
Oh,
You
yeah,
could have been-
maybe if
you
you're
could have been
listening
listening to this in
25.
2026, so it was, yeah.
Sorry about the inconvenience.
However, the ticket will be on the way.
You buy this $10 ticket to circumvent all of our laws.
What, $10 or $100 now? Oh, no, I'm imagining.
$10 per
goodness me.
violation.
Right, before we go diving down the ticket rabbit hole, shall we jump into our favourite
Oh
section
yeah,
of
we've
the
not
show?
done that yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
Milo. No, we haven't, boys. Get involved.
Shines of the week.
Come on, boys, let's see what socials have to offer.
Oh, no results of Shiners of the Week. Oh, Blue Sky. We want one next week. Blue Sky, get on there, please.
Come on.
Well, I'm going to jump into X. And our boy Lee Bancroft, that's at Bancy84, has put, Incensed Podcast. That's at Incensed Podcast. Took the dog out for a walk.
Good on you.
Well done. Popped the daily incense on a couple of minutes in, and a Galarian Articuno popped up. Composed myself, clicked on it, and boom, shiny.
Nice.
Couldn't believe it.
Welcome to the club, Lee. Yes.
Fabulous.
3-star shiny Articuno.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, looks good with an 11, 15, 13 set of
Oh,
figures.
that's solid.
Good
There's a
G-bird.
And it was
G-bird.
caught in Wales, so the shiny G-birds have been spotted in Wales as well now. So
Oh my goodness.
they're getting out there. Well done, Lee. I'm envious of you.
Now we're going to jump onto our Patreon exclusive Discord in the hashtag Shinies of the Week channel. Our very own admin, HermesNinja Sue, has posted, had just finished listening to the podcast when I took a slow roll around town to hatch some eggs before the Into the Wild event. Hit some Dynamax Drillbur battles along the way. So glad I did. And Sue has nabbed the Shinamax. Very jealous of the Shinamax Drillbur. Absolutely
So
fabulous.
jealous. Yeah, GG's.
And also can be smug, Sue, with the hundo that you picked up today.
So well done. That is amazing.
I want to know how you do it, Sue, because
Yeah,
you just seem to be blessed with the shiny look.
very much so.
I most certainly, as you all know from spending a lot of time with me at events, am not. But Rogue Trooper also sent a Shinies a Week in on our Discord server and said, hashtag Shinies of the Week. I was also out hunting the D-Max and found this by a power spot and got the shiny Excadrill. Whilst it's not a hundo, it's 13-10-10 according to this screenshot. So, GG's.
Excadrill looked very, very Drillbur-esque on the map.
It
Every time I
did.
clicked on it, I was like, oh, what is Excadrill?
The slightly bigger
Yeah.
Drillbur.
Well done. That's
Very
brilliant.
big congrats, because getting the wild, shiny Excadrill is actually nuts.
Yeah.
'Cause that was very rare
It really is.
during that event.
But we've only got essentially one round of Shinies a Week this week, so I guess people have been busy over in Japan or just not been having great shiny luck.
People haven't been hashtagging Shinies of the Week from Fukuoka. Much
Yeah,
disappointment.
please hashtag us on Blue Sky, on X, on Campfire, on Discord,
Instagram,
on Instagram,
email.
even on WhatsApp if you have to.
Yes.
Just send us your Shinies a Week, because after Wild Area, we want to see loads of them.
The delightful cheese board version of all of our socials can be found in the podcast's description and also on our link tree. Everything's
What's the
available
hashtag
on there.
again, Whitfield?
The hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Could you kill if I had the spelling?
Just about. It would be hashtag SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. And we want to see some Go Wild area big wins for next
We do.
week's show. So let us know over any socials. Tag us, hashtag us. It would be smashing.
Japanese ones, global ones, we don't care. We just want to see your Shinies.
Quickly, shout out to the Gold Patreon squad in the chat. Kerry managed to nab the Shinty 8 Palkia. No move, though. But nice.
GG's, Kerry.
Big
Nice.
congrats.
Great effort, though.
DeanDHL's nabbed 2 Dialga shiny today, I assume it is, but no move set either. So
Oh, Dean, that is so lucky. I still need that one. I really do.
those legendaries coming through. So
Yeah.
absolutely smashing. And that is going to wrap up the 198th round of Incensed podcast. We hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget you can follow us using the subscribe or plus button. Make sure we are instantly downloaded to your podcast platform of choice. And we release an episode fresh every Sunday. So
We never miss a week.
never miss a week. And we are creeping closer to 200 shows.
And little tease, we're not giving anything away, but 200 is going to be something a little different.
It will be. In fact, we put it out on socials. Let's get the plug in right now. Episode 200, December the 3rd, 8:30 p.m. GMT. We will be live streaming that out to our YouTube channel. So if you aren't subscribed to our YouTube channel, drop it a sub and don't miss that open live recording, people. It's going to be
Yes.
awesome.
Join the carnage of the live chat because 100 popped off.
Yes.
I'm hoping we get as many people on the stream
200.
for 200.
200 shows is quite a milestone. And keep your eye on socials, people. Make sure you follow us on X, Instagram, etc. Not only for hashtag Shinies of the Week, but we are dropping content and polls, particularly because we're developing our awards ceremony for episode 200. So for the next couple of days, we'll be asking you guys to vote on some nominations of the best bits of Incensed podcast, episode 100 to 200. So get
Well,
involved
technically, it's
on
100
those.
to 199.
199,
if we're
yeah.
being pedantic, yeah.
The 99 shows, whatever it is. So get involved on those. And of course, we cannot wrap up another show without saying thank you so much to all of the wonderful wonderful Patreon supporters we have. Whether you're on the bronze, silver, or the gold tiers, your extra support really does help make this podcast sound and feel, hopefully, as good as we think it is. We're hoping
it's okay. Yeah. We think it's good anyway.
It really does go a long way to helping the craft and making the episode sound hopefully smooth and a nice audible experience for you all. But we do like to give a special shout out to every single person who's on the gold tiers. They would be JB, CliffordMert, Kerry and Zachary, Barside 2, Mandy Croft, Mr. Mossom and DeanDHL. Thank you so much, all of you, for pledging to the absolute top tier of our Patreon, who get to jump on the live recordings, get involved in the chats with us and tell us that they don't like cinnamon in their coffee.
Yeah, thank you all. And it's an experience. Cinnamon is great in your coffee.
Unless you're allergic to it, but Ian's law stands. But finally, the two other members of the podcast, our wonderful admin team, big thanks to them and all that they do behind the scenes. It would be HermesNinja and I Am Pyrrhus. Both of you guys really do put in so much work for us and everything behind the scenes, so thank you indeed. And that is gonna total up this week's episode, boys. It's time to wrap up.
Mark is wrapped up.
That wasn't what you were meant to do, Vasa.
I know, but I couldn't resist. But wait, boys, good news.
What?
Don't forget, Milo's favourite Pokemon, Joltik, is going to be in the spotlight next Tuesday between 6 and 7 p.m. with 2 times catch XP.
If only Shiny Electric looked like Joltik, it would have been brilliant, wouldn't it? But anyway,
all we're going to say on that front is, on that microscopic bombshell, good luck on getting an excellent on that Pokemon.
A good luck on Wild Area Global.
Yes, let us know how you did, and do come back for 199. We're closing in on 200. Stick with us, people, and do take care.
Bye-bye.
Waterfall out.
Adios.